Hey everybody, Kearnsy here, hanging out in the studio. We are howling in the wolf den with the one and only Matt Layne. How's it going, Matt?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. You just put on a great show. I'm really excited. What's been going on in the life of Matt Layne since I last saw you? Right in the heart of the pandemic, I think.
Yeah, no, we did your backyard session, which was cool. And literally that point in my life was like in the midst of falling apart like completely.
In May of 2022, I put out my debut single with this project. It's a song about trying to find the will to live before the age of 27, inspired by the 27 Club and also my own demons. So this one's called 27. It might have been a few years since the last one I wrote. Time really flies, where do the years go? The world's gonna shh, and every single part of it makes me miss you more. All the while my sanity falls through the floor. Help me, give me a sign, show me a reason to stay alive. Help me, give me a sign, show me a reason to stay alive. Am I getting real shaky? I'm not gonna lie. My endless battle with sobriety ain't stopping tonight. Another shot, another joint, another light, another point, another justification to convince my mind. Once it's over, I'll get my act right. Help me, give me a sign, show me a reason to stay alive. Help me, give me a sign, show me a reason to stay alive. Help me, whoa, to look past 27 and find a present heaven that will satisfy. To look past 27 and find a present heaven that will satisfy. To look past 27 and find a present heaven that will satisfy. Help me, give me a sign. Help me, give me a sign.
But like I'll talk about it because whatever. Like in the matter of 36 hours, I had like 3 catastrophic things kind of happen in my life that forced me to literally reset my life and up and move to London, which is where I am now. I was in a relationship of 5.5 years. She told me she was leaving me and moving out. My car at the time was thousands of dollars worth of repair, and there's my fiance, which I'm going to show the photo just so I want audience to see what. But yeah, no, my life kind of reset. Essentially, I moved to London, moved in with my dad for about 8 months. I met my now fiance, Nina. I've gotten engaged since I've last seen you as well.
Whoa, look at you taking big steps.
Dude, and get this, in May, I'm moving into a house. Me and Nina are going to be living in a house.
And so let's get into the history of Matt Layne. When do you start playing music? What's the first instrument? Do you take lessons? What's the deal?
So I was 9 or 10 years old in Brantford visiting my some of my family members that heavy smokers and all that kind of stuff, of course. But they're all like music fans, like big Beatles fans. So my uncle taught me 3 basic chords. He taught me a G, a C, and a D. And he goes, all right, now you can play most songs. And I go, that's fair. So I then got my own guitar at 10. I started taking lessons. I did about a year of lessons, but I didn't commit to it because I was such a lazy kid in terms of like school. Like I would always do the bare minimum to get by, and I'd only excel in the things that I care about. So like all my music grades were like 95 to 100, but all my like everything else was like 50 and up. Just because music was where my heart was at.
This one's called Happy Song. ask me why I never write a happy song. 'Cause I don't know how to get along with it or make it fit. So I just sit at my desk, pounding my head, wishing I'm dead. Not really though, I'm in control. Or am I slipping further in insanity, or liberty, or destiny? My mama wanted me to sing with the radio on car rides home to Shania Twain. Oh, what was their name? A lot sound the same. Back in '06 when I learned the first note, the mind started to roll. I blinked, it was at my first show. I sang Brown Eyed Girl for the whole damn world. Or to 43 or so. My girl wants to give me everything and more. I'm gonna put a ring on that hand, have off a stance, then hear those first steps. That's all I want, to be happy. And I believe that I will see that day. So I guess this is it, that happy shh. Yet here I still sit. Woo!
My heart was at. And then eventually, yeah, over the years, I was in a metal band in high school, which is what brings me back to Peterborough, because me and the band I played in, we played Peterborough all the time. We played at the Spill, the Red Dog, the Venue, like all over the place in Peterborough, and we love it in the city. I love it in Peterborough. And now where I'm at right now musically is I'm just writing songs just about being where I am mentally, because I think what the pandemic kind of showed us is we can't have this much fodder between what's authentic in music and what's not. Because some of these new artists and some of these new songs, the songs are just complete crap, or they're just solely for the purpose of TikTok and just trying to get stuff viral. But for me, I just want to write stuff that makes people feel things. And this run of shows I'm doing right now, I end every show with the kind of the question in the performance for Happy Song. I end with Happy Song, and I ask that question to the audience: are you happy? Last week I did that in Welland. We sold out Welland, so shout out to Welland for that. And I made a couple of people in the audience cry by asking that question, because. And I don't mean to brag about that because I hate making people upset, but it's just, if I'm able to force someone to reflect on their own life in a way where it ends up healing or giving them some sort of perspective, then that's just game changing.
I hear you. So you're gigging around Welland right now. You're living down in London. Is most of your gigs happening down in Southern Ontario? What's going on right now when it comes to gigging and where you're playing the most?
So yeah, Ontario is kind of the mainscape because I've been working in the Ontario scene for over a decade now, and I have a bunch of the contacts, so I'm able to ring up my buddies and be like, hey, you mind throwing me a bone here and give me a date in your room? So it's been really great. I've been doing the run with my boy Bittersleep. He's not in Peterborough tonight for the Urban Show, but we have when this goes out it'll be post, but it's S.J. Riley, Hobo Corner, and Owen Wright at Urban, so it's a pretty stacked lineup, and I'm very excited to go do that show after this. But we did where did we do? We did Windsor last week. Windsor, Tillsonburg, shout out Tillsonburg, amazing venue and hospitality, incredible. And then on the Saturday we did Welland with the legend Andy C, and we sold out in Welland with a couple of amazing artists from the area. So
So it's hard for you to find gigs that you can actually kind of logistically take because of gas, travel, inflation, and everything.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of like how this run is routed, because last week we did Windsor on the Thursday. We did Tillsonburg, which is just like 50 minutes southeast of London, I think it is. And then Welland, which was like 2 hours out. So it's already been a lot of driving. But we do it that way to kind of help with the routing. And then like this week we're doing Peterborough, which I'm staying the night in Peterborough, which is blessed. And then Oshawa tomorrow, which is just down the road. It's 45 minutes to an hour, something like that. And then Toronto after that, the Dakota, which for some reason the Dakota Tavern has agreed to let me play a show there. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a big venue. Like that's a decent place.
Yeah, it's just so legendary, especially when it comes to like folk and some of the amazing artists they've had over the years. When they told me that, oh yeah, we'll give you a Saturday, I'm like, you must be nuts, because a Saturday in like some of these Toronto rooms is impossible to get. But I never get nervous for shows or recordings or anything like that anymore. This show I'm genuinely nervous about doing at the Dakota, which.
Sure. Okay.
Whatever, man. I got time.
Cool. Give me 3 albums that changed your life. 3 musical albums that stood out and literally changed the life of Matt Layne, all the way from a young lad all the way up until the most recent album that has changed your life. Go with number 1, Matt Layne.
Here's the issue with this kind of question, right? It depends on the day for me because it really depends on album. Okay, the first one I'd say, because I have it tattooed on me, Billy Talent 2.
Number 2.
Billy Talent 2. That album is banger after banger after banger. A lot of the songs on there, they don't even touch anymore. Like Worker Bees, in my opinion, is one of the best punk rock songs back in that mid 2000s era. Really great song. That album blew my mind. It kind of also gave me the initial perspective on that year for Christmas. I got like 10 different albums of 10 different genres, like all over the place. And I remember 3 or 4 of them. No, I remember 3 of them. The Billy Talent 2, Linkin Park Live in Milton Keyes. This is my 3, but I'm just saying 3 off the top of my head. So that Linkin Park Live in Milton Keyes, which is great. Actually, that one I'd list my second. I'm going to be honest. I'll stop
Linkin Park?
That Linkin Park Live in Milton Keyes, I would say, is probably the album that album gave me the perspective on what a front person could be in terms of a performer, because it came with the DVD of it. And I didn't listen to the album much, but I watched the DVD because it's the same thing just with the video. And watching Chester Bennington just wail and wail and wail for endless amounts of time, holding notes absurd and hitting every note in the original key, it's unheard of now, especially even with like a lot of processing that a lot of these bigger acts have now. It just isn't a thing anymore. And Chester, yeah, they were using processing, but his raw vocal was unheard of. And I still remember where I was the day that it announced he passed, and I was bawling because that was devastating for me.
All right, one more. Give me the last album that changed your life. Something you've listened to possibly recently. Something that you just can't get out of your head after you heard it. What are we talking here?
Honestly, I'll go with most recently. I really dug the new Alexis on Fire album, Otherness.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that album, the way they recorded it, the way that the audio was like shaped almost spherically, if anyone listens to the albums, you'll probably understand what I mean. But it's just so raw and live sounding that it creates this energy when you listen to it. And just, it's such an amazing vibe. Legitimately now, because of this, after my show tonight, I'm going to go to the hotel and I'm just going to listen to that album because that's such a good album.
Good. Get some complaints from the hotel staff.
Probably.
Good stuff.
There is a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun. It's been the ruin of many a poor boy, and God, I know I'm one. My mother was a tailor. She sold my new blue jeans. My father was a gambling man down in New Orleans. Now the only thing a gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk. Now the only time he's satisfied is when he's on a drunk. children not to do what I have done. Don't spend your life in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun. I got one foot on the platform, the others on the train. I'm going back to New Orleans to wear that ball and chain. There's a house in New Orleans they call the Rising Sun. Oh, and it's been the ruin of many a poor boy. And God, I know I'm one.
Good stuff. All right, Matt, thanks for coming in. Thanks for playing your songs. Look into that camera right there. Say goodbye.
Bye. Peace.